What's up, YouTube? So once again I am in the hallway because there's really no place else where I can do this in peace. So today I'm going to be doing a quick little video on a concept where you give the girl your number rather than you take the number from the girl. Now from the start, let's just get my opinion across. I personally think it's stupid. I've tried it out a few times and it never works. But it can work. It's really down to, I guess, how the girl likes you. But for the most part, like the greater majority, I feel like it just lowers your chances. Like, why would you do that when you could get their number? If they're not willing to give you their number, then either way, it's at least you now know. But I think some people do it because they want to preserve this false fantasy that maybe I had a chance, but she forgot my number, and so we'll never know, or something stupid like that. The only logical reasoning that I've heard online about it, and this came from a girl. Her video on this topic actually spurred a lot of views, like thousands and thousands of views. And her advice was something along the lines of, if you do it this way, you won't be offending anyone. You won't be coming across too aggressive, too strong. And if she's interested, she can hit you up. That way you're not coming across very antagonistic. I don't know what she's thinking, but I mean, here's the thing though. Contrary to her opinion on a topic, there's also a lot of, I would call it advice from people online. And there are videos from like dating coaches. Not so much videos, but there's also a lot of like articles and text and other aspects like paid programs, which no, I did not purchase, but I was able to view, and they mention stuff like this. They're like, don't ever do this, don't ever give them your number, because for whatever reason they never ever make any form of contact back. And some of the dating experts, there's this one I'm going to, I don't even think I should plug him, but he was very truthful in this. He said, you know what, I don't know the reason. I'm going to be completely honest with you, I don't know the reason why. But for whatever reason, each time I do it, and I do this very often, every single day, the girl does not ever contact you back. Whereas when you take the number, you just have a better chance of her replying when you send the first initial response. Now I can sit here for the next 20 minutes giving you my theories on the topic, like, oh, it's because of this or that, but who cares at the end of the day? The point is the results are where it is. And I would love to know the truth behind it, but it is what it is. And the advice of girl, though coming from a logical perspective, realistically, some things just don't align with theory. Reality and theory just don't align. And so her advice, she was a very attractive girl, and she was giving this advice in her video, and she's like, just go up to me and hand me your business card, or hand me this, and if I'm interested later, I will acknowledge the fact that you were very polite and not too forward with it, and maybe I'll hit you back up. Now in theory that might work, but in reality, I mean, I can think up fairly solid reasons off the top of my head why it won't work. And now that I think about it, there's another video from another girl. She's like an entertainer girl and a model. She actually made the same she talked about the same topic, and I'm gonna tell you her name if you guys want to look her up, Aja Dane. And so in theory, it can work. I'll tell you the first one too. It's J Love Talk, and so I'm not ragging on these girls like, oh, how dare they give bad advice. No, it's honestly they're good-hearted people, but in reality, I don't think it always works. Like, unless a situation presents itself where it's very clear that it's too antagonistic to go forward and grab their number, I would, having tried it a few times myself, I would probably never do it the other way. And as to why it works out like this, maybe they're just too busy. I doubt it. I doubt that's the reason. I think more strongly though, it'd probably be something like they put in their phone and they forget about it. They think about it, but then they're like, well, I'm the female. I don't make the first move. I feel uncomfortable about this. I'm shy. And so they don't. That discomfort dissipates and it doesn't happen. Now, I feel like there's always exceptions to a rule, and you get a small percentage where they may have the courage to initiate something. But really don't count on it, in my opinion. I feel like it's always down to a connection, not the actual number. So if you're like constantly worried about whether or not you can obtain the number, you're screwed, because if there's no real connection there, she's not gonna respond. In my case, I don't know. Maybe if you're exceptionally aesthetically pleasing, like you look like Brad Pitt or something, then maybe even if you have a horrid personality, she might still respond. And so that's how it is. And I feel like on top of that, whether it's a business card, email address, or you're giving that number to the person, she can very easily forget about it. Why? Because, I mean, personally, for me, I approach women who are, I mean, I feel like just they have stuff to do and they forget about it. I don't know. Maybe it's because they are more attractive, so they have more stuff going about. But yeah, I think I've gotten too deep into this. The point is, long story short, it's a little bit of a rant that I'm probably never going to do this again. I probably will, for whatever reason. Maybe I'll find myself in a situation where I just can't summon the courage at that moment, whether it's because of some stupid reason like there's people watching, or I'm too scared, where I'll be like, rather than be a man, I'll be like, well, do you want my business card, or how about I give you my contact, and if you're willing, and so forth. And I'm almost sure if that ever happens, it will very rarely work out. It just, I don't know. There have been like 1 or 2 instances where they have sort of called out, but again, those are exceptions to a rule. Long story short, I think why lower your chances unnecessarily? Like, that's all it is. Because, I mean, just take the number and then initiate yourself, because that alleviates any chances of her forgetting, or her just being too scared to initiate because she's in the feminine position, or whatever other logical reason you pose as to why. I wouldn't say a majority, but a lot of them just never reinitiate once you give them your contacts. So yeah, that's about it. You just try it out. Just rather than do what I've done, try and man up some more courage and ask for theirs instead. And if they take it offensively, then you can swap it around. But in most scenarios, I feel like you're just playing in your head. You're like, oh, it's gonna be so awkward. She's gonna take it so offensively. I should have just given her my contacts. If that ever occurs, first off, I doubt she's that interested in you. If she was, she wouldn't be like that. And if that ever occurs, then you could swap it. But most of the time, you're just playing a mind game with yourself